Hey friends, I am just uh on here today to share another just another iteration of what I feel like I say all of the time, which is the more that you can uh offer yourself the opportunity to do the thing that feels authentic is overused right now, right? I want to say Sleeping Phoenix because as we enter this like human design cross of the Sleeping Phoenix situation, what does a phoenix do, right? Which I have a phoenix tattoo on my entire side, which I love. The phoenix dies, like burns into ashes, and then it comes back. And it's just like constantly doing that. So change, right? And I've talked about my course is called Be the Change. I've talked about how change is my truest identity, that like I am trans. Like I'm not just trans in a gender sense. I'm trans in a like um you know, transition, transcendence, transformation, like change, 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 and change. So another vote for just like being into anything that's coming up. We have been raised in the like the air is white supremacist, imperialist, heterosexist, um, capitalist patriarchy, right? Like that ableist, all of that stuff. It's just in the water, especially in the US, but really all over the world now because of the internet. So it's in us in such a way that it's really tempting to be like, oh, that's my intuition. But when we've been trained into something or punished into something, that's our fear. It's not our intuition. And our intuition is that thing that we had maybe not even at birth for some of us, right? Training of the nervous system happens in the womb. So if your birth parent was not feeling safe, then you were trained in the womb to feel not safe, right? To not trust. And then as soon as you're born, it starts, right? Stop crying. Don't poop so stinkily. Don't be hungry. Don't be awake. You should be sleeping. Now wake up. You shouldn't be sleeping, right? Like it just is, we're bombarded with it. And so intuition can be something that you may have never really gotten to connect with. I know probably I did not, right? Um, so as we come back into the place where our nervous system can connect with that truth, like truth of not right or wrong, not good or bad, that truth of not knowing, that animal truth of like exploring, craving, desiring, um, resting, playing, imagining, all of it. We invite in this connection with safety, right? Go to my frontal lobe and be able to imagine, have compassion, have language, have connection with other humans, understand different perspectives. And I wanted to share a little Audre Lorde snippet. If you are not familiar with Audre Lorde, I super encourage you to connect with her work in one of her uh, short papers is called The Transformation of Silence into Language and Action. This piece about truth was offered, and I wanted to share it with you. So she says, I was going to die sooner or later, whether or not I had even spoken myself. My silences had not protected me. Your silences will not protect you. What are the words you do not yet have? What are the tyrannies you swallow day by day and attempt to make your own until you will sicken and die of them, still in silence? We have been socialized to respect fear more than our own need for language. I begin to ask each time, what's the worst that could happen to me if I tell this truth? Unlike women in other countries, our breaking silence is unlikely to have us jailed. More likely now, this was about, I don't know, 35 years ago. Disappeared or run off the road at night. Our speaking out will irritate some people, get us called bitchy or hypersensitive, and disrupt some dinner parties. And then our speaking out will permit other women to speak until laws are changed and lives are saved and the world is altered forever. Next time, ask, what's the worst that will happen? Then push yourself a little further than you dare. Once you start to speak, people will yell at you. They will interrupt you, put you down, and suggest it's personal. And the world won't end. And the speaking will get easier and easier, and you will find you have fallen in love with your own vision, which you may never have realized you had. And you will lose some friends and lovers and realize you don't miss them. And new ones will find you and cherish you, and you will still flirt and paint your nails, dress up and party because, as I think Emma Goldman said, if I can't dance, I don't want to be part of your revolution. And at last you'll know with surpassing certainty that only one thing is more frightening than speaking your truth, and that is not speaking. This line between feeling authentically ourselves or safe at home within ourselves, and what is sold by the wellness industry as happy, better, um, sane, successful, thriving, those are two very different realities. And some folks come to the nervous system work seeking this like success, happy, wealthy, thriving, thrilled, bubbling over with joy and everyone loves you reality. And that's not really what coming home to yourself is. Ironically and paradoxically, when you come home to yourself, like Audre says, you will find that you have fallen in love with your own vision, which you may never have realized you had. So you do connect with this like gorgeous, creative, and sometimes grief filled reality that is just it makes the other thing feel like stale potato chips, you know. But it's a very different experience, and this coming home to ourselves is something that actually opens us up and allows us to be able to interact more with the collective reality than the hierarchical achievement, um, even if it's spiritual achievement, path does. So again, paradoxically, it, all of the things that they say you're going to get if you go in the hierarchical path um, lead you into more isolation, isolated from yourself, isolated from others. There's no intimacy available when there's hierarchy. But when we go towards the underworld, sort of like in Dante's uh, vision, we it may seem like we're not going to get all of those beautiful things that are promised in that hierarchical world. But interestingly, we get something that is an experience more similar to what is promised and never received from that. So, anyways, a little bit zigzaggy there. These thoughts are still coming into words. I was thinking of them as I changed my pronouns on my Zoom uh, thing here, inviting in something that feels like such a relief to me, having my pronouns be we, us, and ours. I am finding that I saw someone post that, and I don't think they meant it to actually use it, but even you can see how I'm not even using them. It'll be a learning curve and a fun one. But when I replace I with we, something incredible happens alchemically within me and brings me right up to that oneness that I can connect with in my frontal lobe when I say we are experiencing something. And when I change all of my yous and theys into we's, right? When I maybe talk about someone who's my perceived enemy and I say we all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, we, right? We are, um, uh, taking away people's livelihood in the streets. Yes, I am a part of that. We are, um, you know, feeling scared and full of grief. Yes, we are. When I say our house, right, it just feels so much more solid to me and true. Um, to what is actually happening here. There is nothing that is I, or me or them. There is only us, which reminds me of one of my favorite songs in the world, from Rent. There's only us. There's only this. We are, just inextricably connected, and any form of violence that I connect with out of fear towards myself or towards others, it has a ripple effect on everyone. And to fight for peace is a oxymoron. To come home to peace is what allows me to actually have the wherewithal to connect, with peace outside of myself. So I invite us, to continue to ask the questions, what am I afraid of? What is scaring me? What is, stopping me from being honest? Audre Lorde also said, our nightmares are our greatest teachers. And I truly believe this. It can feel, counterintuitive to move towards, the darkness. But in the darkness, we get to see that the darkness has a right, to be here too, and that we are the darkness as much as we are the light. And when we no longer have, that hierarchy of, good, bad, dark, light, we can connect with the, creative force that we were all born with, that allows us to lean into that constancy of change, that we are transforming in every moment. And transformation invites in loss. It makes loss meaningful. um, the destruction provides, the raw materials for construction, for creation. So, all my love, so grateful for all of us.